Hi, Primas. I'm Roxy,
And I'm Giselle.
and this is the For Las Primas podcast. Welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone. So today we're diving into a topic that hits close to home for us first-gen mujeres. This whole idea of having a fear of commitment, and not just in relationships, but in careers, identity, and even in taking big life steps.
Yes, because for us, it's never just a choice, right? It's the pressure of being the first to graduate, the first to break cycles, the first to make our family's sacrifices worth it. Commitment starts to feel like a promise that you can't mess up.
Exactly. And a lot of us grew up in survival mode. Our parents are always trying to figure it out. So when life finally gives us options, it almost feels scary to pick one. It's like, is it safe? Who am I going to let down?
And that's why today we want to talk about it. So grab your cafecito and let's get into it.
Commitment issues. Am I right?
Why has this been on your mind? Tell
This
me
has been
everything.
on my mind because my husband is always looking at properties because we scroll Instagram and he scrolls Zillow. And he's been sending me some properties and he's just kind of like, like, what about this lot? What about this? Like, let's build here. And I just been getting in my head about like the commitment of a place to live, like forever, question mark, or just for a long time. And I had a meltdown and I was like, do not show me any more lots. I cannot handle this.
Please pause. Um, I know our families have moved a lot, I feel like, too. Like different places, different houses, different states. I've moved a lot too, like on my own. And I wonder if there's something about it feeling scary to commit to a place forever more than a house, like a location. Like, are you sure you want to be where you're living forever?
Yeah, that's exactly it, because I'm just like, I don't know if it's, like, the house or the place or, like, that specific lot that he shows me that I just, like I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I can't make a decision right now.
I know commitment is hard. I feel like there's so many choices that we have to make on a regular basis that our parents just made and didn't complain about. Like being with our moms this weekend, they were just kind of like, you guys don't even know. You guys complain about everything and you're like fine basically. Like there's nothing wrong with you. Like the gaslighting is high. Um and I think that makes us even more indecisive because we're like, no, like wait, is there something behind how I'm feeling or did I make it up?
Yeah, I also feel like a zodiac sign that I just discovered recently, and it's like the most intimate zodiac sign in your chart, and mine is Sagittarius, which is like you don't like to settle and you like to be like free and not caged in, and I'm like, wow, that's a theme.
Oh my gosh, yes. I feel very indecisive all the time. I have Libra in my chart, and that's like what I most identify with at times. It's like Libra and Sagittarius, and they're just like a bad combination for being decisive.
That's
And then my
tough.
Scorpio comes in and she's moody, and so I'm moody about not being able to make a decision and wanting to be free. I'm like, I just don't know. We're both very much perfectionists feel like being a perfectionist and commitment, like, go hand in hand for me. I'm, like, scared I'm gonna make the wrong choice. Like, I've switched my son is only 4, and he's gone to 3 preschools because I couldn't make up my mind. And finally, I settled on a preschool, but I was telling you, I was like, "I'm stressed. Is he gonna have trauma from switching schools so many times?" Like, he has not completed 1 full year of school yet, you know?
I had to
But
be
the
with
lack of commitment is so, so real.
Also, I feel
I
like when we're making a choice, we're like, "This is so permanent," like, choosing a school for your son, and then in reality, like, you switched him 3 times and it's fine.
I made the right choice because he's speaking a lot of Spanish now, so I feel like I made the right choice, but it takes me a while to find the right thing. I'm somebody who analyzes things really heavily and deeply and, like I mean, I feel that way about where we live, like, I love Denver, but, like, do I ever wanna stay in one place forever? That sounds terrifying to me to, like, settle down and be in one place forever and, like
Yeah,
Like,
me
my
too.
child is the most permanent decision I've made, and sometimes, like, especially in the beginning, I was like, "Should I have done this? Like, this is forever. Like, this is crazy." I came around, obviously, but it was a big one.
I know. It's like I fight with the decision of I don't wanna regret something, like the fear of regret by making the decision or not making the decision, and then also, who am I gonna let someone down if I make this decision? Those are like the 2 inner battles.
Yeah. The losing freedom thing, even though I'm married in my relationship, we have both established that we are independent people. We're together, but we're independent people because I cannot lose my freedom. I'm so scared of that, and I'm very grounded in that there's not gonna be a better man for me out there, like, my husband is the right person, and I think it's funny because when we started thinking about marriage, he was very not into it, and he was the one that was scared of commitment, and then we had our son, and I was like, "Oh, I don't wanna get married, that's scary," and then he proposed, and then we got married, and then after I was like, "Oh my god, this is so scary, like, I'm married." It's a weird
Yeah.
feeling to be married, like, you say "I do," and then your party's over, and then you're looking at your rings, and you're like, "Oh my god, we're
What
married."
did we just do?
Yeah, totally. I think that comes up a lot for me, and when I was dating, I think too, like, I dated a lot before I met my husband, and it felt really scary because I had gotten hurt in the past, and I was so scared to get hurt again that commitment just was something that I wasn't willing to compromise on. It's like a fear thing of, like, either making the wrong choice or losing freedom or getting hurt. I don't know what happened in our upbringings that made us feel this way, but
Well, also commitment is like when you're committing to someone or in relationships, like you're trusting them, and then I feel like that's also like a level of trust that can be hard for us.
what else have you been thinking about with commitment?
Well, it was really that.
Oh.
But then, like, the regret of, like, am I gonna regret choosing to stay here forever? But then it's like, it feels so permanent, but, like, is it really permanent? Like, it's really not that permanent.
I know commitment is so, so hard. I feel
We
like the
also
one area where commitment doesn't feel hard is professionally because I feel like I've always had a job, been stable in my job, been a top performer. I'm so committed to my job and I'm so committed to producing money and outcomes. I love that validation of being seen as a high performer too. So that's sort of what I get from it. And also I just love growing and growing my skill set and, like, using my brain in new ways, and so I feel like that's interesting where, like, I have commitment issues in almost every area of my life with the exception of work, like, that is something that almost, like, comes first in my life.
Hmm, yeah.
My god, is work my whole personality? Back then, like, people like, especially in relationships, like, people committed so young and early
Mhm.
to, like, a whole ass life with somebody. Here I am, 36, married for 3 years to my husband, a 4.5-year-old child, and I still feel like I'm a teen mom and I need help navigating my life.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know how they did it back then. Something permanent is scary.
Are we fucking soft?
Why?
Are we just soft and we overthink things and we have just, like, too much space and time to think about, like, how
Um,
we feel about commitment?
I don't know if that makes it soft or crazy. Well, a lot of times it can be a trauma response for first gens masquerading as indecisiveness because, the fear of commitment, but it's actually fear of abandonment, fear of failure, fear of losing freedom. I feel the fear of abandonment so hard and I have no idea where that came from.
Me too. We talk about this all the time. We're like, "We have abandonment issues, and we have not been abandoned. Can someone please can we get a psychologist, please, to let us know what the hell is going on with us? Because
I'm like,
we
was this a past life? What is going on?
we grew up with, like, both parents. at home. Our fathers and mothers were present, emotionally present. That's a different story, but they were there and they were loving and supportive. So why do we feel abandoned?
Nobody left me. On the contrary, I was just talking about this with my husband in terms of relationships. I have always been the one to leave them. Fear of commitment.
I think there also has to be a thread between commitment, loyalty, and like sacrifice because growing up, we were taught that like our performance or our I don't know, corporate girly, our performance, no, our the way that we like measure success or that we measure how well we're doing in life is all based on like, are we living up to our parents' sacrifice? They sacrificed everything for us to be here. So you have to get good grades. So you have to do well in school. You have to have your own money. You have to have a healthy relationship. Like maybe there's something to that level of guilt that came with the sacrifice that then creates this paralyzed sense of independence. I was so independent in my 20s to the point where, like, I am a 36-year-old woman and I'm still like, "I don't need no man."
Mhm.
Fully married and happy, like, with my husband who does so much for me. I need a man. Like, let's be real, I need a man. But I wonder if there's, like, a common thread there.
Yeah, for sure. Our parents raised us to be independent and to succeed on our own and have our own careers and not be reliant on anyone. So now, like, we're at that point and we're just like, I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm fine by myself.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I love how they raised us to be this way, but they don't always love that we are this way.
Hmm.
Like, "Oh, like, the way you talked to your husband, that was so rude," or "The way you did this, like, you have an attitude." I'm like, "What?" Like, "This is what you raised me to be independent." Like, I can't care about what every single person's opinion is of me, because if I did, I would go crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, that I'm, like, always arguing with my parents, whether it's about politics or, like, reading or whatever, and they're just like, "Oh, you're so, like, annoying," or "pesada." And I'm like, "You wanted me to get my master's degree. This is what happens when you're
Right.
an educated woman. You have a
Yeah.
lot to say about a lot of different things."
It's like they want us to be like that. Like, at least I know for my mom probably is like, I just want you to be like that on in your core and your inside, but then come out like una niña buena.
Commitment in relationships definitely felt different too in my 20s than in my teens. I feel like in my 20s, I just like chased this like romance and this thing that just wasn't real. And now in my 30s, my commitment is like, I need you to be stable because I'm not stable. So can you be stable? Thank you. That's
Yeah,
the
I feel
commitment.
like my commitment now is like, are you reliable? Are you gonna do what you said you're gonna do? Like, that is what I need more. That's more romantic to me than all the BS I used to think about in the 20s.
Oh my gosh, yes. Reliability is everything because you know what? I can always rely on myself. I know that I will always be there for myself. I know that I will always show up, do the thing. I just have this idea of what I need and what I want. And if
Mhm.
you don't want to do it with me, I'm just going to do it anyway. Well, how profound.
Like,
I've been thinking about Roxy in her 20s. I've just been thinking a lot about who she was and what her fears were and what her I don't know what her vibration was because I just feel like I vibrated so high in my 20s. I think I still vibrate high, but in a different way. But I get why people, as they grow, become more fear-based because I was so fearless then. I'm not as fearless as I used to be. Even thinking about dating, like, I would
mhm.
just be on these apps just like, "Nope, nope, yes, hey, let's go out, let's meet up, what's up?" Like, just doing it, and I'm obviously married, so it's like a different thing, but I can't compare anything in my life to that level of bravery today. Other
Yeah.
than mom, like, that's, like, again, like, that's just a different thing.
I feel that fearless energy because I feel like I had that, but in the same sense, but also like in a whatever sense. Like, I don't know, I could just feel like there were so many times where, like, now I would be like, "Oh, no, like, we can't walk that way or we can't do that." Like,
I know. Yeah. But that's why I will say the thing that I can commit to the most still to this day is, like, myself.
yeah, that's so true. I always say, if you want something done right, do it yourself. And then I end up complaining about me doing said thing, and I'm just like, "God, I just have to do everything myself." I'm that person.
Yeah. That's such a Virgo statement.
Ah,
Oh, wait, have you side note, have you seen all of the pictures of the Northern Lights?
yeah.
Yeah, me too. Supposedly people been seeing them in Denver. I didn't see shit. I went outside, I didn't see anything.
Well, apparently they got some in North Florida too, and I was like, I always found out about the Northern Lights after it happened.
I know after all the posts, I'm like, can I get a text alert for when
Yeah,
it's
like nobody wanted to tell us they were coming.
First of all, who knew? Who was the first one to know?
No, it's so true.
So that's one thing that pissed me off this week.
I was watching Dancing with the Stars. I know you don't watch it, but Robert Irwin is on it, who's, Steve Irwin's son,
Oh,
and yeah, he's actually really good. I'm like, he's actually a good dancer for being a white guy from Australia. Who would have thought?
okay, okay.
But he did a tribute dance to his dad, and literally at the end, they put a photo montage on a projector of him and his dad on the floor, and he, like, burst out crying, and then when he was talking and he was like, "I didn't know they were gonna do that." I'm like, "Well, that's evil as hell."
So rude. Just playing on his emotions. Reality TV knows no bounds. Television is so exploitative.
Yeah, because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, of course, like, he's emotional, this is a great dance." Like, he's seeing the pictures, and then later he's like, "I had no idea they were gonna put those pictures." But yeah.
There's also a Juan Gabriel docuseries that I haven't watched yet. My mom watched it. She's like, "It was okay." She was not impressed, but he's, like, one of the most famous pop singers in all of Mexico, and he just became very famous. He was, like, very flamboyant. Oh my god, and side note, there's this picture of this old man that looked like him in Paris, and people are like, "That's Jean Gabriel," or like, Jean-Pierre Gabriel. And for
Oh my
I was
god, I think I saw
dying,
that meme,
and they're like
actually.
so then they were talking about how he faked then the conspiracy theories go next level, and it's like he faked his death so that he can live a free life, but how
Yeah,
many celebrities do we think do that?
like Michael Jackson, I don't know.
Why would wait, I literally thought Michael Jackson as the first person I thought of. Why did we think Michael Jackson?
I don't know.
I'm really shocked by you saying that right now because I literally thought Michael Jackson and I almost said Michael Jackson. That's
We
crazy.
should have said
Yes.
it at the same time.
Telepathy. You know what's really funny too? I was listening to Giggly Squad, which I've sort of stopped listening to them. I told you, like, I have like mixed feelings about them because I feel like there's so much going on in the world and they just never address anything, but also, like, here we are doing, like, a similar thing where we're just, like, a distraction, so, like, whatever. I've been listening to them again because I miss Paige DeSorbo's banter, and she was talking about how she's become one of those people who kind of doesn't like anything. She's kinda, like, unimpressed by everything, and I was like, "Wait a minute. Is this a Scorpio trait? Because I also feel really unimpressed by everything and by people."
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you been feeling some type of way about Giggly Squad, so I've been feeling some type of way about Giggly Squad.
Oh, I love when that happens between us. Yes, yes.
So I also haven't been listening to that. But also, like, going back to our commitment issues, I feel like I also don't have commitment issues in our friendship and certain
Yeah,
other friendships. which is weird. How come with certain friendships, I will say, but like my really close friendships, but also maybe we've already proved our loyalty to each other in this sense that we're okay, like the commitment is easy.
That is so interesting. At what level do you have this love with your best friend that you're not worried about it? I am never worried about how much time happens between us talking. Like, let's say we don't talk for a week, I'll text you and be like, "Yo, this bitch had a crazy outfit on. I'm gonna show you a picture of this." And it's nobody blinks an eye, and I know that you're there, and I know you're my best friend, but, like, why doesn't it feel like that in love all the time?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I shared this reel with Giselle where it was like, when you're hanging out with the love of your life and there's, like, 2 girls holding hands, and then it goes and their husbands are there too. I was like, "Aw." Just kidding. My husband, I love him so much.
Oh man, I feel like I have to just let you know. Same.
But anyway, she was talking about being really unimpressed, and I feel like I often feel that way about other people. Like, I will meet especially with, like, mediocre men that just, like people are like, "Oh, man, doing, like, amazing things." They're like, "Talk somebody up, you gotta talk to them, and they know so much, and they can help you do this." And I get into the meeting, and I'm like, "This guy?" Also, okay, this sort of ties, but, like, before we got on, I saw online that Deepak Chopra is in the Epstein files. So, like, how many of these enlightened men that everybody looks at that's like, "Oh my god, they're so smart, they're so this," and it's like, they're gonna be in the Epstein files? I am never gonna trust a man again. That like, as if I already didn't have trust issues, I will never trust Deepak Chopra. Estoy like, I
Shook.
can't believe it. Shook
You're
to my
shook.
core.
Shook. Girl. Yeah, no, that's great. That kind of reminds me of like the Bikram yoga guy who everybody was like, "Oh my god, this guy's so enlightened." And then all that came out. It's
How
like you really can't. Yeah. It's like you really can't trust these men. You really can't. Not all men, but it's always men.
Not every man is the type to be on the Epstein files, but everybody on the Epstein files is a man. I'm just gonna leave that one right there. I think it will age well. Um, okay, did you hear we're, like, going everywhere, but, like, Hillary
It all
Duff's new song.
ties. It all ties.
Yeah. So
It was
she
good.
basically talks about it. The song is called Mature, and it's about her ex-boyfriend and being exploited at a young age. She thought she was dating this guy and he was older than her. I need to read the lyrics. She looks like all of your girls but blonder, a little like me, just younger. Bet she loves when she hears you say you're so mature for your age, babe. And I'm just like, okay, like literally talking about how she was groomed.
Didn't know it was about her ex. I was wondering who that was about. I was like, "What's the tea over there?" So thank you.
Yeah, yeah, she's, like, basically, like, her ex-boyfriend would always tell her, like, "Oh, you're so mature for your age," and,
Right.
and she's just like, "Yeah, I was still a young girl. What the hell?"
That's
So,
crazy.
I'm just so curious to see what's gonna happen with all of this and how it's all gonna pan out because you're always gonna have the women who, like, support the patriarchy and make excuses for men's disgusting behavior.
But how
Um,
can we excuse that? That's, like,
but
next level.
and I also wonder, like, are people gonna care that Trump is all over this? Or is it like everybody already knows? Like, we already know. So do we
Water is
care? Like,
wet. I don't know what to tell you.
oh my god, I've seen that online a few times, and I was like, "Oh my god, I never heard that before."
If you guys want chisme ajeno, which
Yes.
means chisme, like, random, not to do with anything with anybody, Lily Allen came out with a new album, and she is spilling the tea
Oh my
on
god,
her
because her ex
ex-husband.
he's from Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, I didn't even know all this chisme until I listened to the album and I was like,
Tell
like
me everything.
no filter. I think the craziest part for me, there were so many crazy parts. But in her first song, she basically, like, sets the scene and about, like, how everything kinda started, and she shares, like, a FaceTime call with her and him, but not his voice, so it's just, like, her responses, and you're just like, "Oh my god." Like, yeah, it's
Wait,
crazy.
so
And
then,
then, like,
like,
in
what's
another
the theme? Like, what's the theme about it? Did he cheat on her? Is he weird?
Yeah,
Is
so
he
basically, like, it looks like they had, like, an open relationship because he was like, "I need to have an open relationship," so she was kinda like, "Okay, like, I guess if this is what we need to do," and then he ends up, like, cheating on her, like, getting emotionally attached and just, like, it's so I don't even wanna ruin it for you because when you listen to the album, then it is so crazy. I was like, "Oh my
my
god."
god, okay,
And then
Lily Allen.
yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, it's really good.
Talia's new album does not do it for me, and it's funny because I was listening to it in the car, and my mom's like, "Estoy a tormenta, ¿qué tú estás oyendo ahí?" It was her album. My gosh, that's so funny. I'll listen to Lily Allen, you listen to Rosalía, and we'll come back and
Okay.
take some.
Okay.
Well, I love how we went from commitment to Paige DeSorbo to
To
all
the
the
Epstein
things.
files.
It's
Everything.
this is kind of where we're at. We're just all over the but that is all that we have today, primas. So thank you for listening in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.